This part I call learning bad habits to survive. As a homeless child moving from place to place day after day in the 70s and early 80s, oftentimes finding shelter in abandoned homes, alleys, and where we could. Life was not easy. To secure food and clothing, my mother taught me how to steal. After all, a child caught would incur less penalties than an adult, she told me. I learned sleight of hand at a very young age, distractions, and taking advantage of the moment to grab some food from a counter or pocket some clothing and other items that would help. My mom would distract a store vendor while I scoured the store, pocketing small food items that we could have for later. Bigger items of food came from the state, when we would visit the local shelter pantries and state welfare offices. Back then, they actually did hand out loaves of bread, blocks of cheese, and cartons of milk to help. A lot of the men that my mom had around were low-life men, criminals, con men, and more. I learned tricks of the trade because I was just young and impressionable at the time. Things that I am not proud to know, but things that helped keep us from starving or freezing to death many times. As a small child, I could get into places and do things to accomplish some of these robberies and cons with ease. I was used on more than one occasion by these men to procure money, jewelry, and more. I would distract people while the men would swoop in and take things. Doing so for these men brought shelter, food, and care that we needed. This was a time before real-time surveillance was a thing. No cell phones, no internet. I learned how to pick locks, and I became aware of patterns and loopholes in life that I used to exploit for food and other items. My mother and these men used me as a tool for getting what they wanted. If I resisted, I can remember being kicked and beaten many times. Once left in a room for days as punishment for not wanting to help rob a store when I was 5. Using kids in this manner was common. The ugly truth is I had very little choice in these matters. I had to adapt and learn or face the consequences. Sometimes when I was punished, I wondered if they would just leave me and never come back, leaving me to starve to death or be killed at some point. I remember one man pointing a revolver at my head in anger and cocking the hammer back that made me go limp and pass out. That action saved my life, I believe. He was intending to shoot me in the head, but I guess when I passed out, he gave up and left. I struggle with what I did as a kid today as an adult. I wish my childhood was better and normal like others, but it simply was not. If you had a normal childhood, feel blessed. Be thankful you had people there that stood up for you and protected you. That was one of many things that I did not have. Even from my own mother at times, who would abandon and forget about me because she was too high or drunk to remember. Love your family and cherish the ones that stand by you through anything.